Secretary, how about this? 2 weeks ago, U.S. students' civics and history scores were released.
Have you ever watched a debate where one side just crumbles under the weight of pure logic? Well, you're about to witness exactly that. Today, we're diving into an intense debate where Jordan Peterson completely dismantles a woke feminist's arguments, and believe me, you won't want to miss a second of it. Stay with us, because what happens at the end might change the way you view debates forever. Jordan Peterson's debates often captivate audiences, and one particular showdown with a woke feminist is no exception. In this intense back and forth, Peterson dismantled her arguments using facts, logic, and clarity, leaving the audience stunned by his ability to dissect complex ideas. The debate kicked off with a familiar question on gender inequality. The feminist began confidently, "Don't you think women are still being oppressed, especially in the workplace?" Her tone suggested she was expecting Peterson to agree with her, but he did something unexpected. He asked her to clarify by saying, "Compared to what?" This simple question set the stage for the rest of the debate. It was clear Peterson wasn't going to follow the usual script. He was going to push deeper. He calmly explained that if you compare today's society to the past, it's undeniable that women have gained immense freedom and rights. Compared to 100 years ago, the improvements are remarkable. Peterson highlighted that while issues remain, the notion of widespread oppression doesn't align with the reality of the progress that has been made. This framing forced the feminist to rethink her approach. Her initial point of oppression wasn't as solid as she thought. In an attempt to regain control, she shifted to another well-worn argument, the gender pay gap. "Why do men still earn more than women for doing the same job?" she asked, hoping this would corner Peterson. However, Peterson was more than ready. He calmly explained that the gender pay gap is often misunderstood. It's not always a result of discrimination. Instead, it's largely due to the different career choices men and women make. Men, Peterson explained, tend to gravitate towards high-paying fields like engineering and finance. These jobs often demand long hours and come with higher levels of stress. Women, on the other hand, are more likely to choose careers in fields like education and healthcare, which, while important, don't offer the same financial rewards. This isn't about oppression, he argued, but about choices. He also pointed out that when you account for factors like job type, hours worked, and career interruptions, such as maternity leave, the pay gap shrinks significantly. At this point, the feminist appeared visibly frustrated. She likely expected Peterson to take the bait and argue against gender equality, but instead, he offered a nuanced, data-driven explanation. The conversation had moved beyond slogans and into the realm of facts, where Peterson thrives. Unfazed, she tried another angle. But isn't it true that we live in a patriarchal society, a system built by men, for men, where women are still disadvantaged? This is a classic feminist argument, one that often elicits emotional responses. But Peterson, once again, remained calm and analytical. "The idea of a patriarchy is a simplification," he said. He acknowledged that men have historically held more power, but he also emphasized that this doesn't mean women have been powerless. In fact, women have had significant influence, particularly within family structures and social spheres. Moreover, many of today's systems are designed to promote fairness and equality, and in some cases, women now outperform men in areas like education. Peterson's rebuttal was logical and clear, leaving little room for counter-arguments. Realizing that her previous points had been methodically dismantled, the feminist made a bold move. She brought up cancel culture, a tool often used by the woke movement to silence those they disagree with. "People like you," she began, "are getting away with saying these things now, but soon enough, cancel culture will catch up with you. You'll be silenced." This was a last-ditch effort to scare Peterson into backing down, but he saw this coming and didn't flinch. In fact, He seemed almost amused by the idea. Cancel culture is fundamentally flawed, he said. It's the belief that you can silence someone rather than engage with their ideas. But here's the thing, you can't cancel the truth. Peterson went on to explain that cancel culture discourages open debate. Instead of discussing difficult topics and working through disagreements, people try to shut down conversations altogether. This, according to Peterson, is dangerous. If your ideas are strong, you should be able to defend them through discussion, he said. Silencing people only shows the weakness of your argument. His words resonated with the audience. This wasn't just a debate about feminism or woke culture. It was about the importance of free speech and the need for open, honest discussions in society. Peterson's ability to calmly dismantle flawed arguments without resorting to personal attacks or emotional outbursts made him stand out. He showed that debates should be won with logic and reason, not by shouting down the other side. The Feminist, while clearly passionate, had relied on emotional appeals and popular talking points. But Peterson's well-reasoned responses left her with little room to maneuver. By the end of the debate, it was clear that Peterson had not only won the argument, but also exposed the weaknesses in the woke ideology for all to see. As Peterson left the stage, the audience applauded not just his victory, but the way he had handled the entire debate. He hadn't resorted to insults or emotional manipulation. Instead, he had calmly and methodically made his case, leaving his opponent with little to argue against. In the world of debates, few can match the skill and precision of Jordan Peterson. His ability to dismantle arguments with logic, facts, and clarity is what sets him apart. And in this particular debate, his performance was a masterclass in how to win an argument without raising your voice or resorting to cheap tactics. Peterson's final words lingered in the air as the debate came to an end. "You can try to cancel people like me," he said, "but as long as we continue to speak the truth and engage in meaningful discussions, the truth will always find a way to come out." It was a fitting conclusion to a debate that had exposed the flaws in woke culture, cancel culture, and many modern feminist arguments. Jordan Peterson had once again shown that the only way to truly win a debate is through logic, reason, and a commitment to the truth. And there you have it, a debate where logic and truth stand tall against emotional appeals and flawed arguments. But what do you think? Was Peterson's dismantling fair? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to stick around for more thought-provoking debates like this one. See you in the next video.